Now starting at quarterback for your defending Super Bowl champs? I have no idea. There are shadows forming in the back of the Chargers offices, and they're all sort of shaped like Sean Payton. And the Lakers, well, by golly, they just love them some Patrick Beverley. Hi, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelino's Morning Report. It's November 24th, 2022. Happy Thanksgiving. When I was a reporter, I literally worked every holiday. News never stopped. Even really in the sports department, we had to show up. So what the hell? I may as well make a quick clip as well. That I'll spend time with the wife. It'll be a beautiful thing. In the meantime, if you like the content we put out, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment, even on Thanksgiving. Why not? So before we go through today's news and notes, quick look at that scoreboard. Golden State just mollywopped the Clippers last night, 124-107. It was very strange. During the game, the ESPN sideline reporter was talking about how Coach Tyronn Lue was all, oh yeah, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, they're going to be back at some point. They're making progress. And ESPN was like, that's great news. And I'm like, yeah, we've heard this before. They're always making progress, right? Until they're on a court for a regular basis, color me skeptical. Meanwhile, number 19 UCLA basketball crushed Pepperdine at Pauley Pavilion, 100-53. Good to be home from that Vegas weekend bender, isn't it, guys? Also, USC basketball defeated BYU in the Bahamas, 82-76. Boogie Ellis scored 27 points. They're in some tournament. The tournament has a name. I just don't care. Meanwhile, today, the Trojans will play again. They're going to play 22nd ranked Tennessee at 10:30 a.m. USC has won 4 consecutive games since they dropped their season opener. And I don't know. If you want me to believe in this team, show me how you do against a ranked team. You know what I mean? It only gets weirder for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. He is back in the concussion protocol, but nobody is saying he has a concussion. The official word is it is a neck injury, which from my limited understanding of anatomy, it's head adjacent. The upshot is this. Stafford reported bilateral leg numbness during the game Sunday in New Orleans. And I'm here to tell you, yes, if you have bilateral leg numbness, that could be something that's from the head, but it could also be literally from somewhere, anywhere in your spine. I'm no longer in journalism. I work in healthcare. Say you have sciatica, but the doctor asks you to get an MRI on your lower back, and you might sit in there going, wait a second, it's my leg that hurts. The reason is because you have a spinal cord with nerves that shoot out from your lower back to both hips and eventually both legs. So leg numbness might be something that comes from the back, and it might be something that comes from the head, but we have no idea yet. So they're putting him in the concussion protocol just for kicks. Backup quarterback John Wolford also has a neck issue, though. So we have no idea who's going to start on Sunday. It might mean they go back down to number 3 quarterback Bryce Perkins to get the nod. Now, some of you guys might remember back in preseason, you might be asking about Luis Perez, who is in training camp. True, but Luis Perez is back in the XFL, so the Rams signed somebody from northern Arizona named Case Cookus, as in the Rams' goose is Cookus. They're playing Kansas City. I think we know what's going to happen. I also mentioned a few weeks ago that when an NFL team starts to fade from playoff contention, all of a sudden you see players getting sidelined for the year. Defensive tackle A'Shawn Robinson is out, torn meniscus in a knee that's going to need surgery. He was injured Sunday in New Orleans. This will matter in games as well. He's basically their main run stopper. Not that Kansas City is known for running the ball, but you are going to need somebody to eventually tackle a running back. Wouldn't you say? Like Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart, there is a faint drum beat echoing down the hallways in the back somewhere around Brandon Staley's office. And that beat sounds like Morse code. And if you translated that beat from Morse code, it would say, Sean Payton. Sean Payton wants to steal your job. ESPN is reporting that the former Saints coach and current Fox analyst is waiting to see what happens with both the Chargers and the Phoenix or Arizona Cardinals before making a comeback to the NFL coaching ranks. Presumably he likes those teams because of, quote, stability at the quarterback position. Now, I don't know who in the hell would link Kyler Murray to quarterback stability in the same sentence, but so be it. That's ESPN, right? The only thing stable about Kyler Murray is how stable his ass is in the easy chair while he's playing Call of Duty instead of studying film, but I digress. I do, though, get the idea that Sean Payton coupled with Justin Herbert is an extremely tantalizing idea for Chargers fans. But even to a jerk like me, that is just cold-blooded, right? I mean, if I were LA, the idea of look, it's not the first time that there have been rumors about one coach wanting another coach's job. It's not classy, it's tacky, but it does happen. But here's the problem if I were LA. If I'm the Chargers, it would be part of a massive house cleaning project. It wouldn't just be Staley going, it would be GM Tom Telesco. Why? Because Sean Payton is still technically under contract with the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans would be entitled to compensation if the Chargers decided to make Sean Payton their coach. And current GM Tom Telesco is loath to trade draft picks. So that would mean forcing Telesco out as GM as well. When a team is 5-5, you can easily conclude that the team plays uneven. I think that's fair. But consider this little factoid about Herbert and the offense, because we've been clowning the defense on a regular basis. The defense scored a touchdown with less than 2 minutes to go Sunday in the game against Kansas City. But the Chargers hadn't scored a touchdown in their 13 prior second half possessions. So from that, you could deduce that the team doesn't make offensive adjustments at halftime. And if they don't make offensive adjustments at halftime, that would be on the coaches. Sean Payton wants your job. Happy Thanksgiving, Coach Staley. By the way, finally for the Chargers, number 2 wide receiver Mike Williams hasn't practiced this week, so he might not play Sunday. We mentioned about the push in Phoenix between the Suns and the Lakers. It got Patrick Beverley ejected, and he did take ownership to some of it. He called the push unprofessional, quote, but I'm a big fan of protecting my teammate, unquote. Now, whether he was saying that because he felt like he would have tried to lobby for a lesser fine or a lesser punishment, or maybe he would have just preferred to punch DeAndre Ayton in the face. He just wasn't turned around. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on in Patrick Beverley's head, and I don't want to guess. But what I can say, despite the punishment that Beverley is going to get for being ejected from that game, his teammates absolutely loved that they stood up for him. Austin Reeves loves Patrick Beverley now. Russell Westbrook. He and Patrick Beverley were fighting tooth and nail for years. They were enemies. Russell Westbrook now loves Patrick Beverley. The Suns, by the way, they're still trying to talk like tough guys going into day 2, but they know. They know. The Orange County Register reported that Lakers coach Darvin Ham regularly calls former Utah Jazz coach Quinn Snyder for advice, almost after every game. This isn't too unusual. They have worked together in an official capacity before. Both were Lakers assistants years ago. The Lakers were said to be very interested in hiring Snyder in the offseason, but the coach preferred some downtime from the NBA, so they offered the gig to Ham. Ham said Snyder sees things from different perspectives, which is helpful. And in addition to phone calls, will send, quote, some long-ass text messages too, unquote. It's a day to give thanks, right? I mean, I know it's cliche, but it is. Today, I want to give thanks that I'm not Trevor Bauer. I mentioned that here on these clips, how much I love my wife, which is true. And sometimes, like any spouse, sometimes you worry because, you know, your spouse, like me, I work on the road. Is my eye going to wander? Consider the case of Trevor Bauer. My wife has nothing to worry about. Just to recap, a woman accused Bauer of sexual assault last year. That case never made it to a court. Bauer said that he was basically being set up for a payday. Bauer's been trying to clear his name by pretty much suing anyone in sight, including his accuser. She obviously has countersued. Bauer wanted her suit thrown out of court. The court said, nah, that case can go on. Now, I would go into further depth about the case of Trevor Bauer, but I'm going to wait until after Thanksgiving to do it so that we can all induce vomiting. Also for the Dodgers, two scribes have claimed that the market for Cody Bellinger also includes Toronto and San Francisco. Another says he sees Joey Gallo signing with the Nationals. Do these professional reporters say that they even have anonymous sources? No. So these things that I've just given you, you may as well wipe your behind with them. That's how much they're worth. A Bruins beat writer says he has no reason to believe that defensive coordinator Bill McGovern will be calling plays for the UCLA football against Cal in the regular season finale. Now, McGovern, he hasn't been functioning as an in-game defensive coordinator for a little over a month, and it has cost UCLA dearly. It is what it is. We still don't even know. We've been assuming that McGovern's been sick, but we don't really know the story. And UCLA has lost its last two games, including giving up 48 points to rival USC. So whatever it is, I hope Mr. McGovern gets it worked out, but man, that cost the Bruins huge. Let me know about what you think about this stuff in the comments thread. And if you enjoyed watching this clip, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day, even Thanksgiving here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.